Lord here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today I'm talking about the best harmonica keys for playing the blues. So, luckily for you, you've probably already got the most useful key of harmonica. If you've got a diatonic harmonica in the key of C, something like a Special 20 or a Golden Melody or a Big River or a Marine Band in the key of C, then most online instruction is taught with the key of C. So you've made a good start if you've already got one of those. If you haven't, that's what I recommend first. But let me give you a little bit of a rundown on the most common keys after that, okay? So if you were gonna buy maybe 6 keys of harmonica, I'd recommend them in this order. I'd say get yourself a C, an A, a D, a G, an F, and then a B flat. They'd pretty much cover the most common keys that lessons online would be taught in, and keys that people would play in a jam or a band setting. Now, of course, the problem with that is that there are always exceptions. So probably in the end, you'd end up wanting to get the full range of harmonicas, from the lowest to the highest, so those anomalies where someone's playing an F sharp or C sharp or something, you're not going to be stuck, and that's why harmonica players end up with a case full of the things, loads of these things. So if you really want to make yourself covered, then you'd need all the different keys, and this gets down to the root of the question, because the thing is, there's no bluesy key of harmonica. You can play blues in any key you like. The blues is about a feeling and a certain set of traditions, a collection of certain notes and ways of using vocals and different chord structures, but those can be moved into any key. So you could play blues on any key of harmonica. The list that I mentioned before, the most common keys, which will probably be the safest bet for you. If you're thinking of buying a harmonica, you're completely new to harmonica, I have a different video called something like What's the Best Harmonica for Beginners. Do check that out. I'll try and put a link in the description if I remember, if you're talking about which type of harmonica. But very briefly, for blues, the most common type is a 10-hole diatonic. I mentioned a few of them earlier in the video, so something like Special 20 or a Golden Melody or a Marine Band. They are all 10-hole diatonic harmonicas. Again, you can play different types of harmonica and kind of coax the blues out of them, but that's the most common harmonica that you'd want. Most harmonica online stuff is taught for that, and as I said earlier, most of that is used on a C harmonica. So just to say a little bit about the range of harmonicas, I've got a few in my hand here. The lowest of the standard range of harmonicas is a G harmonica. It's quite low and rich sounding, although all harmonicas are quite high in the grand scheme of things. The G is the lowest of the standard ones. And then if we go up to kind of the mid-range, back to the C, you've got a kind of a mid-range harmonica. And then if we go up to the top end, the highest standard one is actually an F sharp. I don't have an F sharp in my case because I never use it. I've got well, I'll talk about that in a minute, but I've got an F here, so an F is almost as high as an F sharp. Okay, and that's getting really quite high. If I try and play the highest note on the F, it's really quite squeaky, isn't it? I'm not that big a fan of the higher harmonicas. So I said the standard range is from a G to an F sharp. You can go through the full range of harps there. You can get lower and you can get higher. I don't know why you'd want one higher. People do play them, I don't like them. So I said I don't have an F sharp. I've got a low F sharp. So this allows me to play in the key of F sharp, but everything is tuned down an octave from the standard F sharp. So it's called a low F sharp. And you can get really low ones down to bass harmonicas, and as I say, you can get higher ones, but that's the kind of the standard range. So if you're looking for the keys I mentioned before, C, A, D, G, F, B flat, get them in the normal range, so they shouldn't say low or high before the kind of the letter or the key numbering. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense in terms of which keys are most common. Just remember that in the bigger picture, you can play blues on any key harmonica, and if it sounds right to you, then go for it, because music's about feeling it and enjoying yourself. So don't worry if you're playing a weird key and that kind of works for you. Of course, if you're playing with a band or with a backing track, you need to make sure you're playing the right key for that. Okay, I hope this answers some questions. I've had a lot of questions about this, so I hope that it kind of clears things up a little bit. Do give me your comments, and if you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you click like and subscribe to my channel, because I put out free harmonica lessons every single week. And if you like and subscribe, that helps me to keep making content and creating videos for you and to spread my channel further. So do enjoy working out what keys harmonica you want to use, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Cheers.